guys, how are you doing today?
Yeah, really exciting day. First new single out in a while. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you, Phoebe. So, your new single, You and Me, is out today. So, would you like to tell me a bit on the songwriting and the making behind this new single?
Yeah, I think the song, I mean, to be fair, this is like our first proper interview on this song. So, like, this is the first time we're sort of reflecting on it all. But if I remember correctly, I think Fred, you had a demo that was like a sort of
Yeah,
heady, like chilled sort of guitar thing. And I think that inspired the verse, didn't it?
yeah, it was a really rough demo that I just kind of threw together a few ideas I was thinking of, and then I think a few of the chords that I'd come with kind of formed what is now the verse and some of like the middle bits. And we just kind of uh, all got together in one day and just kind of worked it through, come up with the chorus, and yeah, it all just kind of came together nicely.
I think the main riff in the breakdown sort of started off as a joke, as most things do. Just
Yeah,
James fiddling around with his pedals, and it was like, actually, that's kind of cool.
that is genuinely how a lot of our songs are written. I swear, we're just like, let's make a really stupid, heavy breakdown, and then we like tone it back.
In this one, we didn't turn back. We were like, we were messing around with that, wow, wow, just and then usually we'd be like, oh, it's kind of fun, but we'll maybe just sort of make it less extreme. But this time we decided to stick with the funny noise.
Fantastic, fantastic. And are you guys planning to come up with some kind of video for this single?
Say that again, sorry.
Are you guys planning to make an official music video for You and Me?
Not for the moment. That's definitely something we're planning on doing later on in the year.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously, as you know, a lot of the time music videos can be quite expensive to get it done properly. So we do have plans for it, not for this one. But hopefully by the end of the year we will have something.
Fantastic, fantastic. And last year you came up with your debut EP. So would you like to tell me a bit on the songwriting and the production and the outcome of the EP?
Yeah, I mean, feel like for our first EP, like everything went like really well. Like we got some really good feedback from people, and it sort of really allowed us to grow as a band. So I think, yeah, since then we've played so many gigs, and we just learned a lot.
Yeah, I think I mean what we were trying to do with that EP is sort of demonstrate
Mm.
our variety, I guess, of what we can do. Songs like Dead Weight are kind of just a straight up, quite sort of punky rock song. And then stuff like Don't Let Be the End is more dramatic and there's orchestral elements. So yeah, it's just kind of about demonstrating what we can do. And from there we're going even further and trying new things and just exploring really because we're still in that stage of figuring out what our sound is.
Fantastic, fantastic. And with the new single You and Me out, are you guys planning to come up with a full-length album later this year, or what is the plan that you guys are having?
At the
Not
minute, we're
quite. Oh, sorry, you go, James.
yeah, at the minute we're just sticking with single tracks because I think you can. So with an album, you might kind of try and fit it into all one subject or make it a concept album. But like we were saying about experimenting at the minute with all these singles and just doing them as their separate entities, you can really go to town with each one and have its own theme. The next song from this one is going to be a shift in sound again and a shift in image. So we're just trying to stick to the singles and keep it fresh at the minute.
Fantastic. Sounds like plan. And do you have some plans for this year? Like, what are the upcoming plans? Like, do you have more single that is already in works, or how are you planning for this year?
And we can't say too much at the moment. Obviously, we can say there is more on the way later this year. Um, and we're sort of well, I mean, what we were going to do for this single was a weekend. Unfortunately, Phoebe was ill and lost her voice, which is really frustrating. So we missed out on those. But
Convenient.
we're, we're working on, some new dates, and we'll do some weekenders during the year, and um, hopefully land a couple festivals here and there, and just see how we go.
Yeah, definitely. I think festivals would be such a cool thing to do this year.
Anyone who's come to any of our recent shows or comes to any of the ones coming up will have heard some of the stuff that we got in the works as well. Some of the songs that we're quite excited about are unreleased, and that we've been playing them for about 3 months now.
And are you currently touring only the UK, or there are plans for international touring as well?
At the moment, we're planning just to kind of stick to UK for now, or that we wouldn't rule out a European tour though. But that'd be definitely a really cool thing to do though, and it's definitely something that at some point we'd want to kind of get onto. But no, at the moment we're just kind of picking some good UK dates, and getting some good gigs in to kind of promote the new single.
I mean, if there are any bands watching that want to take us to Europe, then
Oh
drop us a
yeah,
message.
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and would you like to tell me a bit on Twin Skeletons and how it all started and you guys started joined together as a band? Would you like to give a brief introduction about the band?
Yeah, I mean, so I think we've been playing together, the four of us, around what, 4 years now. So we all sort of came together at uni and like mostly just sort of having a bit of fun, playing some covers. Um, we did like all the Battle of the Bands and loved playing live. And then it wasn't till about maybe like 2 years ago that we decided to, start taking it a bit more seriously and um, write some original music. And then we had the rebrand to Twin Skeletons. Yeah, and then since then we've just been playing a load of gigs, having a great time.
Fantastic. And how do you guys feel about the road that you have traveled so far the last few years?
I mean, I think like we said earlier, we've learned so much already. Like Phoebe said, it was only 18 months ago or so that we released Deadweight, and that's when we sort of relaunched the whole band. So it's still sort of very early days, but we've had some great experiences. We've learned a lot. We did our own headline tour for the EP last year, so we got to go to, new cities and things like that. So you just learn so much, especially from, all the bands that you play alongside. One thing we were talking about earlier was like stage presence. Like we weren't the most interesting band to watch a couple years ago. And that's one of the things that's, come a long way since then. I mean, a band that comes to mind is like Mother Vulture. You watch them and they're just absolutely feral on stage, and it's just breathtaking to watch. So that's what we aim to do. Is it's obviously nice to feed off of a crowd, but just play it like it's Wembley, have a good time, and then the crowd will be on your side.
And we've got our own light show now as well, which is cool. So the show, it feels like a proper show that we do. All originals, maybe one cover sometimes, but it's a usually when we're playing slots, it's kind of like 30 to 40 minute sets. So nowadays we really pack in a energy filled 40 minute set of originals with a light show, riffs. It's brilliant.
Fantastic. And would you guys like to share some of the highlight moments for the band?
I
Let's go
think
around.
yeah. I'll start. I think there was a gig we did in kind of in Bath, which is kind of our home where we started. So we had lots of people, and we had got loads of friends and family to come along to this gig, and fans, and it was such a good gig. It was just really special, and I think that was the first time that we really performed to like such an energetic crowd, such a big crowd. With like the full light show on as well, and like it all kind of came together really perfectly. So that was like as a sort of starter moment, a really sort of special special moment.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Mine,
Also, the Exeter gig that we played
That was my one.
last year. Well, choose another one. I think definitely cool sort of since like I know Joe's from Exeter, but I think sort of a big following of ours comes from sort of uni in like the Bath, Bristol area. So it was really cool to sort of play somewhere different and still like fill out a room and have everyone singing the song back to you. And obviously playing where Muse is played is just awesome because we love Muse. But yeah, that was such a good night.
would be Brighton because, well, the first time we played in Brighton, because I've never been to Brighton, so it was great that we played there in December, did a headline show. Never been to Brighton, so it was already beautiful to go see it for the first time. And then, you know, we're like Phoebe was saying, we're from the southwest, or between the southwest and the Midlands, and then you head down to Brighton. You don't expect to get the same energy as you receive in Bath, and it turned out to be just an amazing gig. Like within a few minutes, people were like moshing, and that was a brilliant night.
I think for me, other than the ones that have already been said, we did a gig supporting Burrell, which is Sophie Burrell's band. So she's a like Instagram, well, she content creator. She does all sorts of stuff. But um, yeah, we were lucky enough to support her band in London. Um, and that was, I think, probably the biggest crowd we played to at the time, and it was a completely packed out room, great venue, and we were the first band on, so we didn't know sort of how the crowd were going to react, but everyone was like super into it. Um, I think that was only our second time in London, but we gained like quite a big following from that. There's actually like a full set video on YouTube, so we sometimes like watch that back to sort of reminisce. But yeah, that was a good gig.
Mm.
fantastic. And as a band, what will be the big dream?
Big dream. Oh,
1,000 streams on our new song today.
Oh, that'd
Like
be
that.
done.
that'd
That'd
be
be
a
end
good
of the day.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say sort of where we want to be in 5, 10 years time, but we're just sort of taking it step by step. Like I said, it's we're only really 18 months in, so it is very early days. So yeah, just taking it one step at a time. We'll work towards festivals and supporting bands that we like, and then if we headline Wembley by the end of it, then happy days. But we need to do all the bits in between now and then first. So
I think going to a festival, like a proper sort of
Mm.
3 day sort of festival would be really cool to do. Not to mention you can just kind of go to the festival anyway. I think that's quite cool. It's just but then to play there as well is like doubly great. That's something, yeah, I wanna get done.
Fantastic, fantastic. And as how has the reach been for Twin Skeletons in UK and with the rest of the world?
Crazy because so on Spotify for Artists, which is the app where you can track your stats for your music on Spotify, like sometimes when you see the amount of streams we get in certain places, you just can't believe it. Like it's hard to comprehend. I think America is like joint with England for top countries for our music being streamed, which is actually crazy. And I think it's over 50 countries that we're getting decent amounts of streams in.
yeah, US seems to be sort of still up there and steady, which sometimes we just get sort of random spikes. Like I think on What You Wanted, it was quite a while after it released, probably over 6 months after it released. We just got this random spike in like Finland. We don't know
Yeah.
why, but it just happens. And yeah, and I think shortly after that we got asked if we wanted to play in Finland and support a band, which obviously we'd love to, but it's quite a big ask to go to Finland in your first year of being a band. But these things just do happen randomly, but sort of can present opportunities.
Fantastic. And with the new single You and Me out today, are you guys having some plans for the evening?
I mean, unfortunately, we don't live in the same city anymore. So yeah, it would be nice to get together, but we got together last week and saw each other. But yeah, I'll definitely have a little celebration tonight, I think.
So a beer.
Yeah,
I was just about to say that.
yeah.
A singular
Celebratory
beer.
beer.
Singular celebratory beer.
And guys, finally, any message that you have for the Twin Skeletons fans around the world?
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys so much for listening to our songs and supporting us so far. We really appreciate it. Um, I guess keep doing what you're doing and follow us on all of our socials just to keep updated. I think we are Twin Skeletons on most platforms. Um, and then recently we've also just opened up a Discord server. So for anyone sort of wanting to like get to know us a bit more and have a chat, yeah, join.
And guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining this podcast today. A real pleasure to have you guys. And thank you for the awesome single You and Me that was out today. And really pleasure to listen to this song and to the debut EP. Totally mind-blowing songs that you have done. And I'm totally enjoying each and every song from you guys. So thanks for all the awesomeness and really looking forward for more new music from you guys and wish you guys all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Take care and have a good day. Bye bye.
To meet you.
Thank
See ya.
you.